Hey, what's up, everyone? James from Junkyard Fox. Thank you so much for joining me on this very short but sweet video, literally. So, right behind me is a large cluster of wolfberry plants. Now, wolfberry is somewhat of a rare plant in my area, though there are several species throughout the southwest United States, as well as in China. In fact, this is where goji berries come from. Now, like I said, this is a rare plant in my area because they kind of only grow close to sources of water. So farmland where there's irrigation, canals, lakes, that kind of stuff. So they're not as abundant as other plants in my area like yucca and ocotillos and cactus, but they are delicious. In fact, we're not the only ones who think so. So do the bugs, so do the birds, so do the rabbits. So everybody's munching on these right now. They grow during the summer months. So let me just show you a close-up of one of these beauties. Now there's a better clump right here. Switching over to first person view mode, you can see a good little cluster right here on this bush. There's still a little bit left. Back there, there's some. But for the most part, majority has already been picked clean. The birds and the rabbits, the bugs, they love this stuff. And for good reason. One, it's delicious, it's plentiful, and for once, you're not fighting a ton of thorns to get to it, as opposed to every other edible in our area. So, good stuff right here. Now, in my area, which is West Texas, they grow in late May to early June, and once again, they do not last long. So it's a good time to pick them and enjoy them. As with all berries, you can turn them into a jam or something like that. You can make a tea out of them. Once again, this is where goji fruits come from. And also, if you notice, they kind of resemble little tomatoes, and that's for good reason, because these are related to tomatoes. They are both in the nightshade family. Now, nightshade kind of triggers an alarm bell to you because, there's some toxic members of the nightshade family. For example, back here, there's some dry ones, silverleaf nightshade. Let me see, you can see the little fruits right there. But once again, returning to these are perfectly edible. These are really delicious, and they are very rare. Once again, I never see these out in the open desert. They only grow close to bodies of water. In fact, I've only run into these 4 times in my entire life. I've only eaten these once back in like 2019, and they tasted like ketchup to me. Once again, associating with tomatoes. Now, as always, if you're going to emulate this, practice caution. Don't be so eager to make a mistake. Make sure you know what you're looking for. Now, the bushes themselves grow long, thin stems like this. And the leaves grow in clusters of 3, and they are oval. They resemble rabbit ears, to me at least. And then once again, early spring, you'll see very small little flowers, white or purple. And then you'll see little green fruits that eventually ripen to be this brilliant red right here. Okay, so let's go ahead and taste some of these buddies. Once again, as always, I don't like to be greedy because a lot of the wildlife depends on this. So I'm only going to take just a little handful, just mainly for demonstrative purposes. But yes, once again, I know for a fact that this is a wolfberry. So I don't have to worry about me eating some kind of poisonous fruit, guys. So as always, be cautious. Okay, so I got 3 of them right here. So these tasted like little grapes. Honestly, these are really good. As always, every plant's going to be different depending on the age of the fruit, the age of the plant, how much water it's had, that kind of stuff. And these are very, very tasty. Just like little juicy little sweet tomatoes. Let me see if I can rip one so you guys can see how the inside looks. Let's rip this open so you can see. Look at that. Just like a little tomato. Really delicious. Check it out. Really delicious, really juicy. And once again, for once, you don't have to deal with thorns and stickers and stuff. You can just freely pick them, eat them. Delicious. Now, if you have a ton of them, and you can gather some to take home to turn into jelly or something, by all means, go ahead, mix them with your teas, whatever you want. Once again, the Chinese wolfberry in Asia, that's where the goji berries come from. And then, so you can imagine the health benefits and, you know, the taste of them. Once again, it's going to be very much like a little grape or a tomato, especially a tomato with the little seeds inside. It has vitamins A, C, E, and fatty acids. A delicious meal. It's only around for a short time. Now, behind me, once again, there's not many, so sadly, I don't want to take a lot from here because I don't want to affect the wildlife. I don't want to be greedy. But earlier today, I was driving past a canal in some farmland area, and there was just a ridiculous amount growing right over a canal because, of course, there's water, and they were just absolutely plentiful. It was just beautiful, a beautiful sight. The only reason I'm not filming there is because I was close to a road, so cars kept passing by and they're blasting their music, so very annoying. I just didn't have privacy, and it would have affected audio. So I knew that there was going to be some in this area because we saw them last week, so I decided to come here and film in peace. But yeah, if you can find a good amount, by all means, treat yourself to this natural little snack. Really good stuff. Okay, so let's get a more substantial mouthful right here. Here we are. And bottoms up. That is so good. That is so delicious, I swear. So here's a great way to differentiate between the two members of the nightshades. Now this is, once again, wolfberry. It grows pretty tall, long, thin stems, tight clusters of little rabbit-shaped leaves. And of course, when they flower or they fruit, tight little clusters of those as well, tomato-looking little fruits. And this right here is the silverleaf nightshade, this ugly little guy. Not as tall. Now, this one has purple little flowers, and if you notice closely on the stem, I'm not sure if you can see it, but there are thorns on it. So if you were to touch this, you would get pricked. Now, this one doesn't have as many, but yeah, a lot of them do. All this will be covered in spines, and then eventually these flowers become these ugly yellow little fruits. Just leave those be. But yeah, I mean, once you compare them side by side, it's night and day difference between this guy and this guy. Well, folks, that's about it for me. As I mentioned earlier, this was meant to be a short and sweet video shedding light on the elusive wolfberry. Now, these are abundant throughout the American Southwest during the summer months. Once again, from Texas, where I'm at, all the way to Arizona. So wherever you're at, if you decide to forage, as always, make sure you do your proper homework, your research. You know what you're looking for, as I'm sure there's going to be slight variations and lookalikes and stuff like that. So you don't want to be careless and consume the wrong thing that can harm you. So do your homework and be cautious, and I can guarantee you the reward will be well worth it. The only thing I ask is be respectful. Once again, the birds and the mammals and such, they require this as a sustenance, so don't be greedy, don't take too much, leave some for them and their babies, and that's about it for me, folks. So if you're interested in seeing more wild edibles that we have covered on this channel, such as making coffee out of mesquite pods and roasting yucca fruits, stuff like that, I'll have the link to our playlist over here in the corner. If you enjoyed this video, go ahead and give me a thumbs up. Comment down below if you have any questions, comments, suggestions, recipes if you have had wolfberries before. That would be cool to talk about. And that's about it for me, folks. So thank you for watching. I'll see you guys next week. Now go outside and get your boots dirty. I swear, like ketchup.